God. Splattercat's back. What's up, everybody? Guys and gals, welcome all back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Fallout 4, where I feel like we still have things to get done here. It looks like they blew up a turret on this side. In the previous episode, we had been in the Boston Library. We're having a look around. It appears as though the mutants were staging an invasion of this location for an unknown reason. I'm not entirely sure why they wanted to fight over the library so badly, but then again, with super mutants, they're kind of like orcs in 40k, where it's like, why do they do anything that they do? It's actually kind of difficult to tell. And so in today's episode, we'll probably do a little bit of cleanup right here, and then we'll be headed out to Diamond City, assuming yet another set of areas does not fall under my gaze. I tend to be a little bit anal about going through these places. I forget about them if I don't. That's the biggest thing, is it's like... when I play games like this, I tend to just wander. I do storyline as it comes up, but I sort of just like wander in between locations as I find things. And so unfortunately, it becomes a situation where it's very, very rare for me to actually get anything done in these games. I don't finish them very often because I'll put in like 120 plus hours and then I'll be like, alright, I'm done with the game, but I never see the conclusion of the storyline. And so anyways, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out here on the channel. I mean, we'll probably just keep it going until public interest falls off and people don't care anymore. Oh, overdue book. Got an overdue book that I can throw inside one of those bookie machine things. Nope, it's not a machine that takes bets and keeps track of VIGs and all that kind of stuff. It's just a machine that gives us baseball gloves and stuff. Is it right here? Where was it? Machine that gives me free baseball gloves. Where are you? Oh, you're up there. With this throbbing light pointing down upon it. Book return terminal. Do people even use libraries anymore? Oh, look at that. I got 5 tokens. So what can I get for my 5 tokens? Oh, look, the different machines have different stuff. It looks like it's mostly just to reward kids for keeping track of what they did. They had that at my library, too. They would have, like, these challenges in my hometown anyways, where it was like a reading challenge for kids in the neighborhood because they were trying to encourage kids to read. That's one of the best things. My mom always says that, is that if you want to have a smart kid, you got to encourage them to read. Like, she said all the kids that she read, I mean, me and my sister were voracious, like, hugely hungry readers when we were kids. We read a lot. I don't read so much anymore, but when we were kids, we read a ton. I keep looking for, I feel like there's probably something down in here that I want to get my hands on. There's definitely things that I've missed, and so there's little nooks and crannies in this place that I haven't properly plumbed yet, and so I kind of wanted to look through and make sure that I got everything, but aside from that, I think I'm happy with our excursion here. But yeah, my mom says if you're trying to raise a smart kid, it's all about getting him to appreciate reading. That's all my sister and I used to do when we were kids, to be honest. But then again, we lived in a very, very religiously restrictive home, and so like we weren't allowed to watch TV, we weren't allowed to play video games or anything like that. We were only allowed to read unless it was a weekend. On weekends, we were allowed... I don't really want the pipe rifle. Don't really want that either. Really, that's better than the rifle that I currently have. I don't think that it is. Yeah, I was going to say. Let's get back out here. I think I'm actually going to fast travel. And so I'll see you guys when we get back to the armor bench. I wanted to break stuff down and maybe do some modification to our armor before we go into Diamond City. Back at the Corvega plant. This tends to be where I do most of my armor modification. And it's just my preference. It's because it's a shorter travel distance than going anywhere else. They got the red rocket right here, which has all the stuff that you can take care of your armor and your weapons with. And so we'll take a look at that in just a minute. I'm about to get everything back from the dog in a second, too. But let's start with armor, because I really have not done much armor upgrading, and I feel like that's probably going to negatively affect me as time goes along. We've got Hardened Raider chest pieces. I'd like to get rid of most of this stuff. The shadowed leather we can definitely get rid of. That's going to give us a tiny bit of cloth to play around with. And we've got a pocketed, painted metal left leg, which I actually believe that I set up. After doing that, it says there's a workshop around here, but I think it must just be dogpiling everything into there. Doggy friend, I require your aid. This is going to... Hey, no. Come back here, you idiot. Hey.
Hold position.
I hate how he walks, like, when you're trying to catch up with him so that you can't have a conversation with him. Drives me nuts. You got to command him to, like, stay in one spot and be like, argh! My dog has ADD and it drives me crazy. Alright, so I'm going to take all this stuff. Hopefully dog meat doesn't wander off, because there's a lot of things to get done. You just have to bear with me while I walk really slowly. The front half of this episode is more than likely just going to be me modifying my gear so that I can get the fattest chunk of random, you know, gear buffs out of the whole thing. I did have that other chest piece, though. What was that leaded thing that I had? I think the leaded thing could actually turn out pretty well for us. Did I destroy it? Where did that go? Thought I had a leaded chess piece in here somewhere. Unless I'm just not seeing it. It's okay. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I got the leather left legs. I've actually got to rip this shit apart because I need the cloth and whatever out of it. The lightweight metal right leg. Yep, I'll take that back. We got another metal right leg right there. Muffled hardened raiders. Good, because I need all of that stuff, so... we are going to keep on tearing it down. Perfect. The more stuff that we can get out of here, the better and the happier I'll be. So this one's got reinforced combat armor, and it's been strengthened. Aside from that, the 10% movement speed I think is going to be really, really great for us. I'd like to make the metal chest piece a tad better. And so if I go into it, we can make it heavier, but at the same time, we can improve its damage and energy resistance. We can make it shadowed, or we can make it alloyed. So we can go up to 19. That actually looks really good right there, so let's make it alloyed. Fantastic. It looks like I actually don't have enough adhesives, strangely enough. We can go with lighter. We can go with a bunch of other stuff right there. That might actually be one of the only upgrades we can pull out for right now. I think the next thing that I wanted to do, you just have to stick with me here. I like to carry, I do this because I don't like swapping things in as my weight allotment allows. I know I'm carrying too much and can't run right now, but I'm right next to all these machines, and so I'm going to try and knock all this out so that we're done for right now. We have a bunch of random pistols and things. We have quite a bit of good stuff that we want to use here. We got a calibrated pipe pistol. We've got a rapid pipe rifle. Don't really want that. The missile launcher might be useful in the future, but for right now, don't feel like carrying it around. That'll give us a few more screws to play around with. And the short pipe rifles will get us even further. I thought there was an automatic hunting rifle in here somewhere. Am I still overweight? Oh, good. That got me in underneath my weight allotment, so that's pleasing. That makes me pretty happy. I guess the final thing that I could do... I wish there was a workshop around here. It'd make this a lot easier. What's inside of here? Did I ever go in here? Oh, look at that. Some pre-war money. Just what I always wanted. What I deeply and always desired. Well, things are looking good for us. I think it might be worth the trip to swing up to Sanctuary real fast, though, and drop off our junk. And so, you know, I keep waiting for us to get real weaponry, like Magnum revolvers and stuff like that, but the front end of the game seems to be pretty heavily weighed towards forcing you to use these crappy pipe rifles the whole time. You can move things around, by the way, with WASD, and then you can also, like, click and hold and, like, rotate things around if you really, really want to. It's up to you. I mean, take what you will from that. Just a little bit of a recommendation. Eddie Winter's holotape, the Dutchman's instructions. I think we're good. I think I've just about gotten everything that I wanted to get out. I am going to take whatever pre-war money I have. Seems like a smart idea. So where's my pre-war money at? I got 38 of those. That's actually a lot less than I expected to have. I should probably also clean out the workshop over at that other place, but since I can only do armor repairs over here, I don't know. Do I have anything that I haven't done anything with I haven't messed around with, actually. I haven't played with this at all, so it could be worth it to lengthen the barrel out and make the spread a lot lighter. I find the shotgun to be more useful when the spread isn't quite as gnarly. And then we can go with an automatic receiver, or we can go with a hardened receiver. I'd prefer to take powerful, but since we can't have that till the next rank of gun nut, I think we'll have to wait on it. We can't go full stock either yet. We can go a medium-sized magazine, which I think is actually not the worst plan. So let's go for that too. I don't like reloading. We got a front sight ring, glow sights. I like the glow sights a lot. All things considered, they are my favorite. We can go with a big-ass bayonet right there, but I'd rather go with the compensator, so I'll wait until we have the stuff we need for that to work. On that side, it looks like everything's good over here. I don't think there's too much more to defend on this side. I could run lights and make this place a little bit nicer, but the way that I'd actually recommend to do it is just to deck out the houses. They give you plenty of space for people to live in anyways. And so if you clean out some of these houses and you scrap things, you can put a couple of beds in each one of these and it'll probably be fine. How many people do we have here right now? We have 8 people, 21 food, 15 water, 5 power, beds. I mean, we don't really need a retrofit. We've got so many things that are going well for us that I think I'll just leave it alone. let's jump back in, and it's time for us to go to Diamond City. I think the last place we went was the precinct, and so we'll swing out that way. See you on the other side. I also figured I'd mention it while we're on our way out to Diamond City, that every time I'm increasing the weight of my weapons, it takes them longer to get into downsight, so remember that when you're upgrading things. I tend to not really care because I find that the more your gun hits in this game, the faster you can fire it, and the more damage it does, the better. However, some people will like to be able to get into sight a little bit quicker. I am not one of those people. Once I'm in sight, I tend to hold it down anyways, and I don't tend to cycle it very much. So like, man, as long as it works, it works. I just want to be able to put a lot of rounds on something once I'm in sight. Got gamma rounds, and we got a short hunting rifle right there. Everybody always got to bring up the stature. Oh, he's sleeping? Well, shit. I thought he was dead. I was about to loot all of his stuff. I was like, well, sucks to be you, Diamond City Police. Your stuff is now my stuff. I probably should have saved a little bit of my cash, but I'm such a sucker when it comes to... Can we get into the bank at all? I could really use some pre-war money. Got a hubcap. I'll take that. Diamond City. So I've never been here. We're going to find out what happens over on this side. This is actually a part of the storyline that I've never run down in all of my hours of playing. Got Jet on that side, a little bit of whiskey. Apparently drug use is like encouraged in the future. I guess you got to make the pain go away somehow. You'd figure in 200 years they would have like fixed some of this. I don't know. I feel like humans in Fallout are way less, oh shit, proactive than they should be. Alpha Vicious Mongrel. Well, he's about to be Alpha Vicious dead. Screw you, buddy. My dog's gonna fight off. Oh, he's got a dog collar. That'll be fun. Wow, my dog got his ass kicked. Wasn't expecting that to happen. However, one of the nice things about being a gun-wielding wasteland psycho is that I tend to get rid of my enemies pretty rapidly. You alright, buddy? He'll regenerate in a minute. I'm not wasting a stim pack on him. He'll be good. He's always good because he's a good dog. But aside from that, what is this little walk? There's so many little nooks and crannies. It's so impossible to get anything done in this game because there's like so many random things that you always want to look at and like filter your way through and be like, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? We've got Radix, we've got the Boston Bugle. Don't really think we're going to need that right now. TV dinner tray I'll take, though. We just did a bunch of upgrades to our guns, and so I would assume I'm probably running fairly low. Where's that wiring go to? I would figure I'm running fairly low right about now on all the related sundries that are required in order for us to get our job done properly, i.e. upgrading our firearms. There he is. Here, buddy.
Heads up.
Don't yawn at me. We got stuff to do right now. I need you to take the dog collar. So there it is, amigo. It's not going to help him at all, but at least it'll let people know that he's owned and loved and that he's like part of a society and family.
Just follow the signs.
What do you mean you can't open the gate? Stop playing around, Danny. I'm standing out in the open here, for crying out loud.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City means keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter.
I'm sorry, but Mayor McDonough's really steamed, Piper. Saying that article you wrote was all lies. The whole city's in a tizzy.
Ugh. You open this gate right now, Danny Sullivan. I live here. You can't just lock me out. Open up. You want into Diamond City, right?
I just got here, but yeah.
Shh. Play along. What's that? You said you're a trader up from Quincy? You have enough supplies to keep the general store stocked for a whole month? You hear that, Danny? You gonna open the gate and let us in, or are you gonna be the one talking to crazy Myrna about losing out on all the supply?
Jeez, all right. I need to make it personal, Piper. Give me a minute.
Better head inside quick before old Danny catches on to the bluff.
You first.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Alright. Hey, there's an iBot. This is the first iBot I've seen. What's going on, iBot? I mean, he's not as cool as Eddie. Eddie was one of my favorite companions, and so he was a moving workshop. What's not to love? Everybody loves a moving workshop. He could also hold a bunch of shit. He was great to have around.
Who let you back inside? I told Sullivan to keep that gate shut. You devious, rabble-rousing slanderer. The level of dishonesty in that paper of yours. I'll have that printer
Is that a
scrapped for
statement, Mr.
parts.
McDonough? Tyrant mayor shuts down the press. Why don't we ask the newcomer? You support the news? Because the mayor's threatened to throw free speech in the dumpster.
What newspaper are you talking about?
Mine. Public Occurrences. And we're the hard look at the truth. So are you with us or not?
This really isn't any of my business.
Oh, I didn't mean to bring you into this argument, good sir. No. You look like Diamond City material. Welcome to the great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Safe, happy, a fine place to come. Spend your money, settle down. Don't let this muckraker here tell you otherwise, all right?
What are you two arguing about, anyway?
What do you think? Print lies and everybody's happy, but if you print the truth...
Now, was there anything particular you came to our city for?
I'm trying to find someone.
Trying to find someone? Who?
An infant boy. Kidnapped.
Did you say kidnapped? Well, McDonough, Diamond City Security gonna investigate this? How about all the other kidnapping reports you've
Don't listen to her. Well, I'm afraid that our security team can't follow every case that comes through. I'm confident that you can find help here. Diamond City has every conceivable service known to man. One of our great citizens can surely find the time to help you.
Well, sure. And a mayor of a great city must know everyone. Who can help me?
Well, there is one private citizen, Nick Valentine, a detective of sorts who specializes in tracking people down, usually for debts or whatnot. Now, I have to get going. I'm sorry, Diamond City Security doesn't have time to help, but I'm sure Mr. Valentine charges a reasonable fee.
This is ridiculous. Diamond City Security can't spare one officer to help? I want the truth, McDonough. What's the real reason security never investigates?
I've had enough of this, Piper. From now on, consider you and that little sister of yours on notice.
Yeah, keep talking, McDonough. That's all you're good for. I'm impressed. Not everyone can claw information out of McDonough's tight-fisted hands. Why don't you stop by my office after you see Valentine? I think I just found my next story.
Okay, so apparently we are in some kind of war between the press and that old guy who I assume is the mayor. They called him the mayor like 10 times, so I think that assumption's probably safe.
You're Sullivan, right?
So, you're that traitor Piper was talking about. Something tells me she's pulled the wool over my eyes again. Am I right?
I didn't mean to lie, officer. It all just happened so fast.
You're not the first guy Piper pulled into a heap of trouble he wasn't ready for. Thanks for being honest. If it were up to me, we would have just let the both of you in. But the mayor's calling the shots, and... well, you saw how mad he is. Anyway, welcome to Diamond City and all that. I gotta get back to work.
Cuckoo. Do they pay you well in here? Why do you have your own why do you have your own red lighting? That's terrifying. Hold on, what's here? Oh, where does this go? Goodbye, doggy. Farewell. Oh, look at that. He teleported back into place. Can't leave this dog if you tried. And believe me, I've tried. I've left him everywhere and just been like, shh, let's sneak away now. He always finds me. Always finds me. Knows like Toucan Sam on that one. It's a pretty big elevator. Where's it taking me right now? Holy shit. Is the city built inside a baseball stadium? Huh?
Mayor's in no mood to talk about any of this synth nonsense. Unless you're looking for a housing permit, I can't help you.
Wait, what was that about synths?
Oh no, I'm not saying anything. I like my job, thank you very much.
I'm looking for work.
Mercenary type? We usually have a few open bounties. Just check the wanted posters in the market.
Well, let's hear about the permit.
We have one home available. It's in the center of town, right near the market. You can do whatever you like with the interior, and all the tools you need to make your own furnishings are provided at no extra charge.
Tell me more about this house.
The previous owner bought an adjacent warehouse and knocked down a few walls, so it's bigger than most. And he left behind his old tools, so you'll have everything you need to modify the inside however you see fit.
Let me think it over.
Take all the time you need.
2,000 caps for a brand new house. It's pretty cool, though. I like the city. Kind of an interesting thought. Although, honestly, if you were going to ask where you're going to... What does this do? Oh, it calls the elevator. It's the self-destruct! You push the button, the whole town just... Bwah! I'm like, well, that got megatonnage real quick. So where's the mayor at? Where's he chilling? Apparently, I'm not supposed to be on that. The mayor's safe is locked. Ladies, don't worry about me. I'm detected. By whom? Let's rob the mayor. That's always the first thing you do when you arrive in a new town. A Kellogg's house key. I guess I'll loot the desk here, too. I assume that some of this is probably going to be useful at some point for, like, that quest that we're on. So we might as well hit all these locations before we do anything else.
Nice.
He's got a microscope in his desk? Those drawers look way too shallow. Why are you slinking right now? What's wrong, buddy? Do you know something that I don't? Are we going to get murdered? Oh, he's got military fatigues? I want military fatigues. That's way cooler than rocking... Yeah, put on the military fatigues. Oh, we're looking dope now. That's right. Take the picture. That's the NWA album cover right there. Just me and my dog chilling. Alright, so is there anything on the terminal that I want? Demon. Kaz. Cover? Okay, so it's not the C that's in the front. Let's go ahead and knock these off real fast, assuming that we got enough brackets in this puzzle to actually matter. Tries reset. So it said that cares was the first one, so it might be an S at the end. Okay. It might be the E, though, too. Okay, it's not the E. Shit. This is my life. This is it. I think that's just about everything that I've seen. Oh, no, there's one right there. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. We already did cares.
There we go.
Yeah, it had to be the A is what I was thinking. City council meetings. Note to Geneva, clear my schedule of any council meetings for the foreseeable future. See this note from last session. The city council meetings are suspended for the meantime until there is an emergency. The council expresses full confidence in the mayor's ability to handle all city business. Under no circumstances should Piper be allowed in the office. If she continues to press on this institute crusade of hers, there will be consequences. We need some way to curtail the paper's popularity with the people. That poison she's selling is turning everybody against each other, and I won't have it. Please be sure to send any couriers from Mr. Ao into my office as soon as they arrive. Also, our usual need for discretion in city affairs goes double for this matter. Security has petitioned me again about gaining control of the water purifier. They don't believe Shane Kowalski is up to the task. Nonsense, I say. The boy may be young, but free enterprise is an important part of the Diamond City way of life, and I won't have him interfered with. Yes, his concern for public safety regulation is a bit lapsed, but that can be dealt with in the usual ways. Crime across the city is manageable. Need to remind all new security officers to delay any investigations into kidnappings. We don't need to rouse further hysteria into the ridiculous notion that synths are replacing our citizenry. Why, there could be panic at a critical moment. What if super mutants attacked and people were more concerned with who's a synth than protecting the city? No, this kind of talk needs to be suppressed as the sedition it really is. Please respond to any petitioners about fixing Takahashi with his prepared statement. Takahashi is a Diamond City cultural institution, and the mayor's office will not be responding to any notion that he is in need of repairs. While we understand that not everyone understands him as well as a born and bred Diamond City resident, we cannot allow such an iconic figure of our great city to be altered in any way. My current draft of the speech, this should settle things in the minds of the people, I'm sure of it. Diamond City has stood united for over 150 years, and what keeps us united are two things. First is the great green guardian behind me, the wall, our protector and our savior from the filth of the outside, and second is our faith and trust in each other. The faith and trust that has given us prosperity, security, and education for every citizen. And while the paper might point their fingers at synths and other ghost stories to drive us apart, we will not betray this sacred trust. Now, I want everybody to hear these next words carefully. I am not a synth. I'm the same flesh and blood boy who grew up on these streets, who was born in a shack just down on the waterfront to Martha and Patrick McDonough. I will not abandon my city to the heinous allegations of the press. God bless the city and God bless the wall. Okay. Been informed that the man living in the mostly abandoned West Stands has left Diamond City and will not be returning. Please go through the usual foreclosure procedures, then put a copy of his house keys in the safe. Oh. Apparently, I'm able to go into that house then. That was the key that I pulled out of there. Now that we're done here, we've burgled our way to victory. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Fallout 4. In the next episode, we'll check out Diamond City and see what there is in order to, well, I guess what kind of trouble there is that we can get our feet wet with. I don't know if I like wet feet, though. They get all wrinkly and then they start to hurt. Either way, I'll see you next time. I do, everybody.